I mean, I think this whole thing kind of started because rip racks, right? So I came by trying to sling some wares. You mentioned it would be cool to have, a RatKing on the shop if ever there's a frame you're trying to sell or, commission something on the wall. And I had a box of tubes laying around. I offered, if you want something in particular, let's make what you want to put on the wall. And I think you just came back with, what if we collaborated on something bigger than a single frame, So to me, that's the inception of how this whole thing started. And I think the value in that was, for me, working with the community and building something cool together. I think it's really easy to be a one-man shop, like head down and sort of irreverent towards trends, and it's really easy to continue doing what you're doing, but sort of like pushing those boundaries a little bit more, working with other people and getting that influence has been really valuable in sort of trying out some new things on this bike.
I've said before, and I can still kind of say, is that our buddy Gabe is a bit of a retro guy, and adamantly so. And what if one day he decides to walk into the shop and says, "Okay, guys, I'm ready for one of these disc brake bikes," and just like go to work, let's have it. I want it. And so, and it's far. I don't know where that mark really lands, but that was an idea of an all-road, capable, a good climber and a good road bike. I think probably a good enough road bike.
Yeah.
But more at peace with itself, like bumbling along like peninsula roads and Gifford Pinchot gravel, and I think of like Oregon Outback or these cross-country rides that are, kind of in all directions from here, the front door, up over the pass. You go through the tunnel, you're gonna ride a bit of road, you're gonna ride a bit of trail, you're gonna like get some steep stuff towards campsite, and we've going on these rides. There's like, what's the right bike? I miss out on some people's, you gotta have 742s on there. I'm like, yeah, and I think that 742s are gonna give you a little better road experience. And then are fine, if a bit jittery on some like flat gravel, like the Sammamish River Trail, or those achingly long and flat rail trails. It's like, I think they're a little bouncy, and I see the 2-inch tires, the 2.25-inch tires is like the magic carpet ride.
Yeah, and I think I'm slowly getting there. I grew up mountain biking with my dad when I was younger, and all I had to ride was my BMX bike. So it would just like go off-road, hit trails, and just like get wrecked, at the end of the ride, just like still jittery.
I mean, your contributions are kind of like all over it, but that rear end is like
I'd say
force.
Yeah, the closest thing to a signature I have, which is even, I think that's fake too. I mean, my rear ends have been heavily influenced by Cameron Falconer. So this is a straight gauge 4130 rear end. So it's 3/4 inch OD on the tubing. This bike was really fun because I got to try to machine the yoke to make all those clearances fit, which is something I've wanted to do for years.
Yeah, the impact on the ride is quite noticeable.
Yeah.
I've collected a few candid thoughts from some friends riding it, and You know, like its ability to like snap, like deep in a climb,
Yeah.
like, and then give some snap is like so cool. It's fun. It's a fun part of riding. It makes for like a fun part of giving it the effort.
Yeah.
You know, it isn't just, you know, put the hurt on. It's like open up the fun.
Yeah.
You know, getting out with these people is like really valuable to me. You know, to commune with the people that are inspiring and compassionate and supportive. Like, you know, sharing meals and sharing ideas and coming back together and then being apart. You know, it's like it's like those dynamics. That's a special part. You know, it's all been kind of like the last few years have been like that, and this kind of feeds back into like the original question of like how we get here. Is I felt going. It was at 2019 into 2020 was like, it was on our like top of the list was like collabs.
Yeah.
Was like, we had a sweet thing with Breadwinner in the works to come in and like host in the alley and like do these group rides. You know, we had some cool merch ideas with some people across the country, and we all got suddenly super preoccupied for a good reason. And yeah, we couldn't just keep our head down, I don't think, at that point. And it's caused us all to rethink a lot of things. But to come back to the collab spirit and come to that engagement is like, feels really good.
I agree. And I think, you know, that's, maybe I've talked my way around it, but like ultimately I think that's the biggest thing for me, where like, I think this bike is really cool. I think it's meaningful and can offer a lot. But I think the relationships and you know, how it came together feels way cooler to me, you know?